What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason. We left off in the last video. We got the fuel tank all set up and ready to go. We got our Walbro 450 pump installed with our feed and return lines converted to AN fittings. Today we're going to work on getting that tank into the truck and the rest of the fuel system plumbed. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get the old tank down out of the truck. Since this was a military version, CUCV, it's got the additional skid plate here. So first I'm going to get the skid plate off, then I'll unbolt the frame brackets, disconnect the fuel level sender, and then drop the tank down. We got the old tank out. We need the frame brackets off of this, so we'll get those pulled off, and we need the fill spout, and the rest of it we don't need. We got our new tank ready. We've got the fill and breather spout on there. We've got the brackets on. I went ahead and put the level sensor and the ground on. These are obviously going to be our power connections for our fuel pump. I'm actually probably going to run a little bit of an extension out so those are easier to get to. But the other thing I need to do before I put this up there is I'm going to get the ends put onto my fuel hose and get that threaded on here because I'm not going to be able to reach it once it's up in the truck. There we go. We got our two end fittings on. And get those connected to the tank. All right, everybody. We've got our new tank ready to go in. Got all our wiring connected, ready to go. We've got our fuel level sensor, our ground, and our power supply and ground for the fuel pump. We've got our fuel lines connected and our fuel fill on there. All right, we've got our fuel tank in, right up in place. We've got all our wires poked through where they come in through the grommet, all our bolts tightened up. So now I'll just get the skid plate here banged back out flat because it's seen some wear and tear, I think, over the years. So I'll get that straightened back out and then we'll get it all put back in there. Woohoo! All right. Well, we've got fuel tank in place, skid plate in place, all mounted up. We've got our wiring through. The next thing we'll do is get our fuel lines plumbed along the frame rail here. sending unit. And they come under the cross member, right up along the frame rail, right over to here. And then we'll go up, I'll get one more right at the top left corner of the wheel well, or the transmission hump there. And then we'll get them connected to the engine up in the engine compartment. All right, so I'm getting ready to make my connections to the fuel feed and return lines up on the intake manifold. I got these nice little fittings that just clip over the factory lines here. So should make it easy for me to connect. They clip over and then they're -6 on the other side. So I'll get these slipped on and then I'll measure my hoses and get cut and connected. All right, everybody, I think we've got this fuel system ready to go. We've got our feed and return lines connected over here on the fuel rails. They wrap around underneath and then go back down along the firewall. You can see I've got some rubber hose mounted on that one sharp edge there to help keep them from chafing. I went ahead and got my fuel filter mounted in line. Forgot to record that part, but nothing super exciting, just 2 fittings. And we've got everything run. All our hoses are nice and safe. They shouldn't chafe or have any issues anywhere. Got a mount right here on the floorboard, and then that's where it loops up around under the firewall to go connect to the engine. So next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna connect the pump to a battery, pressurize the system. I did flush all of my all of the hoses out with some old gas I had laying around after I got done cutting and putting my AN fittings on. So there shouldn't be much, but if anything left in them, I'm still gonna power the pump up with a battery just to pressurize the system, make sure I don't have any leaks anywhere, and it should, through the pressure regulator, allow the excess pressure to come back, bleed all the air out, and flush anything extra out of the system back into the tank. All right, pump's running. I've got pressure. Sounds like this battery is pretty weak. I can hear fuel going past the pressure regulator. I don't see any leaks or drips or even a weep anywhere. I'm pretty pumped. I'm gonna call that a successful test. I'm happy. Fuel system complete, ready to go. All right, everybody, I'm gonna call it for this video. The fuel system is cocked, locked, and ready to rock. Everything's holding pressure. We don't have any leaks. Feed and return are good to go. So that's pretty much it. I'm excited. It went a lot smoother than I expected. I'm happy about that. I'll put a link in the description. Well, I'll put several links in the description for all the parts and pieces that I used. If you want to duplicate, use the same stuff, you'll be able to find it down there. But until the next video, thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and like the video if you enjoyed. If you have any questions or want to just tell me that you think I'm crazy, go ahead and throw it down there in the comments section. And subscribe so you don't miss any updates. It helps me out. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.